Shit. It's a terrific ball, and it's in. Magnificent. Makes it starting at like 2-0 down. Now, and Dortmund are in disarray here. They need a response. It's a fabulous ball in by Martin de Roon. Pass it up to the
Which key? Which one? Which of the key? Which one? For which one? For house? Yeah. You never lock? Yes. Okay, for that.
Now they're on the season. They won 3-0 against Eintracht Frankfurt. They scored 3 goals in a Champions League match this season.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening. It's good to see you. Yes, sir. Happy Wellness Wednesday.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the class. Okay. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. First of all, to start with, my name is Dr. Yes, sir. How are you today? It's good to see you.
I'm fine. I went for the what I call service engine. It was fantastic.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
The package was too much.
Don't worry. You will tell everybody about what is service your engine.
I recommend everybody.
No problem, sir. You will share with them what is service your engine. And that is why we are here today. Thank you for that reminder. Yes, sir. Okay, so once again, good evening and welcome to the class. My name is Dr. Susanna. And for those of you joining for the first time, which has become a family affair now, but every single class, when we look at attendees, we realize that there's always at a minimum one new person that joined. Most of the time is a lot more. So the class is expanding and we should be conscious of the fact that we are trying to build an inclusive health and wellness community, a community of sickness-free body, a community where we have taken the ownership of health and we are saying that we will do our part to sustain our health, enjoy our bodies, and then do whatever God sent us here to do on earth. So we also thank God for grace, for passing this knowledge on, because this knowledge, as I always say, is not from me directly. It's the message that God wants to pass to you, and God could have chosen anybody. So I have to humbly accept the fact that He has chosen me to pass this message, and I accept the message with a lot of humility, and I also pass it on humbly. And I also plead that you accept it with humility. That means accept it like, oh, I know everything. No, even I don't know everything. You never know. Just one day you will get a message that changes everything for your life. And by God's grace, the ones we've been preaching has been changing. So once again, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today's topic is a very big one for me. I don't know about you, because you've read the topic, but it's a very big one because between January and now, I don't usually know people like die, but there's been a lot of deaths and people are just dying anyhow. Between like December and today, at least I've heard of like more than 6 people that I can know their faces that died. More than 6. So what's the meaning of that? And unfortunately, all of them are dying 60 years old, 50 years old, under 70. They're just dying like that. And it touched me like, okay, you know what? Maybe even if you've heard certain things that I will say today, but I need to put it differently so that first of all, you understand, have the background of why is this happening? And then maybe also get the information on how to stop this death, not just for yourself, but for everybody around you. So that is the topic on the table. How do we stop this premature death? And by way of definition, for us, premature death is just what it says, is untimely death. Now, we are going to deliberately exclude childbirth, when a baby dies and everything. No, no, no. We are talking, you've grown to an age of maturity, you've entered 20s, 30s, 40s. Then why should somebody now at the age of 50, 60, or under 70, under 85 die? Why? Why is that happening so often? So once you have this message today, number one is that you will not die before prematurely. That is my first prayer. And then the second one is that you're going to help us, like whatever we post on this thing. I know that it's not so sophisticated and whatever. Share it. You can change lives. So I want you to please help me spread this news so that we can cut off this premature death. It's too much. Someone is always fainting. Something is always happening. So we'll just jump into the presentation right away, and then we will now take it from there. So once again, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to go to the lecture proper, and then we'll now take it from there. Hello, Ma, welcome. She put her video up now. All right. So I'm going to the lecture now. I'm sharing my screen. In 1 second. Let's see, where is that screen share business? Okay, here it is. Okay. All righty. Yes. Okay, perfect. So let me just mute out some noises in the background. And I want to really thank you for your cooperation. It was a quiet background, but just to be on the safe side, it's important that I mute the call. So here's our topic, stop premature death. I called it midlife crisis. Usually we've heard the term midlife crisis, and we will look at the definition of midlife crisis. So I'm just gonna jump into it. So like my dad tells me all the time, when you want to do a lecture or anything, spell out your objective. What do you want to attend? At the end of the day, what do you want them to walk away with? And this is it. It says by the end of this session, participants should be able to, number one, recognize early warning signs before chronic disease develop. Yeah, okay. Understand the true biological meaning of midlife crisis. That is very important for me. I want you, when you hear midlife crisis, when you just say someone say midlife crisis, I want a different picture in your head so that you will not be a victim of midlife crisis. And even if you've made a mistake already, thank God there's a possibility to reverse those mistakes and live on and live happy. You also learn practical science-based steps to reverse harmful patterns and then also activate longevity code. That's the biggest one for me. Activate longevity code. So what's the objective? Without reading, you will understand what is this midlife crisis? Why is death happening? So everybody's just dying anyhow. I mean, yes, God is the owner of the last day and determines how we come in and how we live. But the rate at which people are just dying is not making sense. Let people die and it makes sense. So this, that is why what we are going to tackle today. All right. So that being said, here we go. Let me do that. Okay. So as a way of introduction, here's the question. Did you know that your body can begin to program itself for death, even while you appear to be living normally? So as you're living normally, you're eating your rice, you're sleeping, you're going to work, your body has already start preparing itself, it reprograms itself. So I'm going to show you a curve or something when your body is preparing for living, and then it gets to a point, your body now reprograms itself, and I call it for exit. Now, let's have some things out there. The first one is that, please repeat after me. We come to go. Whether you accept it or not, I want you to say it. We come to go. So we come. What we are doing here is that we are having an earthly experience. And we are having an earthly experience because, well, from my own background, how I understand it, and I know that there are many people understand this life differently, but the way I understand life is that somehow, God created earth and put man on earth to have earthly experience and achieve certain task and have certain purpose and actualize certain dream and bring about certain things. And that thing that you're here on earth to do can be just to give birth to one person. So we all have our purpose and mission on earth. We do. Now, while we're on earth, it means that as we are coming into earth, we will leave earth. So that's why I said, repeat after me. We come to go. We come to go. We will go. There's nobody that is 300 years old. So it means no matter what, within age 1 to 150 so far, Guinness Book of Records, I think there's somebody that is currently at 137 years old. So between 100 and 150, we are going. And I didn't know anybody that is 200 years old yet. So automatically, is that let us accept that we come to go. Now, if we come to go, it means that the same way creation put in how we are coming, it must put in how we are going. So people will go by accident, by this, there's a lot of way to go. Yeah, so we come to go, we will go eventually. Now, this lecture is about not going prematurely. For what all is worth, just bear with me. I'm getting somewhere. So I asked a question. Did you know that while you're just living like this, your body is already reprogramming? It means there was a program, you're reprogrammed for exit. This reprogramming often shows up in subtle ways, and it is given different names under the term diagnosis, while quietly steering you away from fullness of life. So when this reprogramming sets in, and I will list the reprogramming, that fullness of life where you feel so good, feel so turned on, feel energized, you want to take on the world, it starts going away. You're like, people come to the clinic and say, Dr. Susan, I just want to feel like when I was in my 20s again. First of all, it's possible. But the other question is that, are you willing to do what it takes? But the main thing is that that is how we want to feel. We want to feel strong, energized, happy, swagged out. That's how we all want to feel. But when that feeling of quality of life, that great feeling is taken away from us, eventually we get some name, they call it diagnosis. But little do we know that when that fullness of life starts reducing, it's just a simple sign that you're being reprogrammed for exit. And thank God we can program it back. Now, what if these early warning signs are signal? What if your body is silently shifting towards disease without your awareness? Bazant taught us last week that the absence of oxygen in the body makes the body disease, like away from ease, disease, not at ease, disease, which is disease. So when the stress sets in, for any reason, including the oxygen component, there are many ways that the reprogramming happens, and I will show you. So here it says, what if your body is silently shifting towards disease without your awareness? Midlife is not when life begins to end. Midlife is when accumulated choices begin to speak. Someone should write that down. Midlife, the midlife crisis they are talking about, is when accumulated choices begins to speak. And today we are here to interrupt that pattern. So that means that we are here to do all it takes. It's a fight. It's a fight. You have to fight for your health. You don't just, if you want something to work, if a child is stubborn, we know how we manhandle and woman handle them in Africa. Sometimes we may need to handle our health in that manner and spare nothing in putting it back, or else you will see the curve. The curve is coming. Now, understanding premature death, okay, is what we are here to talk about. So premature death refers to dying earlier than expected lifespan. So there's an expected lifespan, you now die before that time, often due to preventable things. The ones you know, I will not mention the other ones yet. It is this reprogramming that leads to the eventual diagnosis of, oh, I have cardiovascular disease. Is this reprogramming that eventually leads to, oh, I have diabetes? Is this reprogramming for exit that leads to, oh, somebody says I have stroke. Somebody says I have, cancer, kidney disease, any form of disease. And the good news is that most of these are largely preventable. It develops slowly through years of silent dysfunction. None of these things that is taking people out. None. Okay, I'll give you a short story. So there's a medical doctor, and the doctor always has what Nigerian people like calling, just what do they call it? Low BP, not low BP, pre-hypertension. Like, when the hypertension is not very high, it's just small, it's just low grade. There's this language they use that I don't even accept it in my brain. So that's why it did not stick. Those people that have fluctuating high blood pressure, so it's not like 180/90, but it's like around that 130/85, you just ignore it. And this doctor went and slept and did not wake up the next day. Me, I know that this doctor has had this thing for a very long time, and I told the doctor to check it out. He's a doctor. Did not sleep. They say he died of cardiac arrest. Why not? But that's the doctor. It's not your portion. The point, I'm using that example to say that it develops slowly through years of silent dysfunction. Definition of midlife crisis. Midlife crisis is a transitional phase, usually between the age of 60 to 40 to 60. And it's marked by psychological, oh my goodness. It's marked by, hang on, the person that blew that call doesn't know about this wellness. Hang on 1 second. So it's marked by psychological reassessment, emotional vulnerability. So once you get to that midlife, so remember I said we come to go, and I said you should repeat it, we come to go. So as we are coming, somewhere around 40, okay, assuming people normally die around 80, something happens to bend the curve so that you can get out. Now, when that thing happens in your body to bend the curve, so you get out, okay, it will manifest as psychological issue, emotional vulnerability, hormonal and metabolic shift, increased awareness of mortality. All of these things happen. It is both biological and psychological. So the one we used to hear, midlife crisis, oh, he's going crazy, it's a midlife crisis. It's not only psychological. I want to also add that it's even more biological than psychological. It is a checkpoint and not a collapse. So there are 3 phases in the midlife crisis. But what I want you to pick here is that the early midlife crisis starts at age 35. So what this is saying is that anything that you were doing before the age of 35 does not work for you the same way. It does not produce the same results after 35. You try living on 3 hours of sleep before 35, try it after 45. You used to skip breakfast, try it after anything you used to do. Because your body was in progression, as I will show you on the curve, it will not work for you again. Because guess what? You have reached the age of decline, and at 45, you're at rapid decline. 50, you're coming down. And I need that to be very clear, not just to you, but to everybody that you know. So that anything they were doing, in fact, your body should not recognize you again after 35. Like, where is this vegetable coming from? Where is this water coming from? Why are you sleeping? You need to change after the age of 35 or 45 or 55. But the point is that what you used to do before then, it will not allow you to live long. I'm muting out the background noise. So there's something called biological reprogramming for death. It's not, you're not going to hear it in your doctor's office. A lot of people say, oh, I have insurance. I do a medical checkup. I laugh at you. I will continue to laugh until you will hear and know that medical checkup does not increase your life. Everybody that is dying, didn't they do medical checkup in Dubai? They're doing medical checkup, but they're dying because the truth It's not spoken out there. There's no, it is a new field that this truth is reaching you now. Because me, I'm just almost tired of losing people. It's even better they say, oh, the person died of accident or something, God forbid. But all these preventable ways of people are dying anyhow because they say I have a good doctor. I pity you. That being said, I said midlife crisis is more biological than even psychological. But before now, when you hear midlife crisis, you always hear psychological word. Oh, the person is going crazy. It's midlife crisis. It's biological. The body adapts to daily repeated exposure. I have to read that 3 times because I put it there deliberately. The body adapts to daily repeated exposure. It will adapt. So what you have been doing in the past repeatedly is what the body has adapted to and given you the outcome that you have today. You have arthritis. Forgive me after this. I'm speaking from a place of love. It was your repeated daily exposure. You have ulcer? Forgive me. It was your repeated daily exposure. Do you have insomnia? You're not sleeping well? It was your repeated daily exposure. Even BP, most of these things, they were from repeated daily exposure. That is why I put it here in black and white. The body adapts to daily repeated exposure. Now, I have said that it also means that if you want to have a transformed body, a reprogrammed body for longevity, then you need to adjust and amend your repeated daily exposure until your body adapts to it. Don't tell me, oh, Dr. Susan, I've been drinking water for 1 week. I pee too much, so I stop. Then you go back to the outcome of your repeated daily exposure. So, ask yourself a question as you're sitting here on this platform. What has been your repeated daily exposure? I was talking to somebody earlier, and I told the person that I can run for about an hour non-stop. Okay. Hang on. I think the interference has come. I have to mute out this thing. So please bear with me. Thank you for your understanding. Yes. I don't know why it keeps going back like that. Okay. So we are on the topic of biological reprogramming, and I have said it that anyhow your body is today, the body adapts to repeated. I will repeat this 1,000 times because I want it to sink so that when you catch yourself doing anything repeatedly, know that there will be an outcome in the very near future. If you're doing good things repeatedly, you may not see the results now. Say you were drinking whatever you like drinking. For how many years before the repeated daily exposure showed up the way it showed up today? So now why won't it be that if you start the repeated daily exposure now positively, then give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you will now see another outcome. That is the trick. So for the last time, the body adapts to, because I want this to be sinking in your head. Anything you do, repeated daily exposure yields the outcome that we are dealing with. So here is the repeated daily exposure of some people in the past. Toxicity. Bleaching cream, you flit insecticide and sleep inside it. You see, all kinds of exposure to toxicity, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. Repeated daily exposure. Nutrition. There's something called biological signaling. If you were not doing your nutrition properly, repeated daily exposure. If your food was only bread and tea and rice and all those heavy carbohydrates, long term, and then you were not exposed, because some of the mistakes a lot of people have made on this platform is that they did not know. See, that is what pains me, and that is why I will use the rest of my life to keep preaching this thing that I'm preaching, because they, like, my parents are part of it. They did not know. They didn't know how to change things around. They didn't know the order of food. I have somebody who is whether 20-something, 30-something years old, I don't even know the person's proper age, was always having small catarrh, dry skin, all kinds of things. I kid you not, the person has not even started the wellness according to how we planned it originally. The only thing the person changed is that the person has changed his / her food, I don't know if the person on the platform, to mostly protein. And the whole world of this person has changed. The skin has changed. All those small, low-grade inflammation has gone, etc. People did not know. So the question is, what was your repeated daily exposure coming up? The outcome has to come today. It will manifest as diabetes, as cancer, as arthritis, as ulcer, as anything. Is called repeated daily exposure. I'm stressing because there's still opportunity to do another version of repeated daily exposure. Increased sedentary lifestyle. Was that your repeated daily exposure? Then forgive yourself. You did not know. Water. They'll say, oh, Dr. Susan, she has come with her water. Fine, let me answer water, doctor, as long as you're well for me. Repeated daily exposure. What was your relationship with water up till now? Repeated daily exposure. What of medication? You just say, oh, don't worry, I'll take drugs. I know of a lady who ended up, there's something called alabokun. I've never seen it with my eyes before. When I came back from Nigeria, I know that there's something called alabokun. So she was a superwoman. Definitely all the money she has been making, it has gone for medical, until she would just feel like, I'm not myself. She would drink the alabokun, until her whole intestine, everything collapsed. Like it became like a paper. She got holes here and there. So they had to clip off surgically, remove some parts of her intestine. And let me tell you something about your GI tract. Every part it's not that everything there's part for absorbing fat, there's part for absorbing drug, there's part for absorbing water, there's part for elimination. All of them are marked. So in the pharmaceutical, I know that a lot of you know my background. I have a doctor of pharmacy degree first before I now move into all this medical and then preventive medicine and everything, because I've seen the end of it. Like, you know what? Why do I shut up and people will just wait to only be on drugs for? There will ever be room and need for medicine, but we must not just live like that and do nothing and wait for medicine. That is what I will not sign up for. There's room for medicine. It's saving lives. But we are not waiting for medicine again. So this lady, they had to cut off certain parts of the intestine, and definitely her life did not remain the same. And she just told me that anything, she feel this, she take this tablet, she take this tablet, but alabokun, whether she feels anything or not, that was her coffee. Can you imagine? Daily repeated what? Exactly. Gut health. Daily repeated. How is your intestine? We've done a lecture on gut health, and you know that 70% of everything that controls your health in this life is in your gut. 70% of your immune system. In fact, the total sum of your swag, health-wise, 70% of it is just, you slap your belly like this. like I'm slapping my belly, is from there. So if you don't have a perfect GI health, automatically your health is already half. And you see people come to Dr. Physic, the first thing we do colonic hydrotherapy, we do what they call gut treatment, we do deworming, we do probiotics, prebiotics, all kinds of stuff. Even without any drugs, the drugs start working. Because once your gut health is okay, you'll be okay. But that's not where we are going. Where we are going is what has been your repeated daily exposure when it comes to your gut health. Biological reprogramming for death. That is the topic. Stress. Why am I stressing all of this? I'm stressing all this because I want you to forgive yourself.
You're not hearing, no. We are not hearing it. You're not hearing it. Not hearing it. Hello. Hello.
Maybe she's having network issues.
Okay.
I want to thank Zoom for doing what Zoom just did. So honestly, I don't know why it did that. You have to forgive all of us, starting from Zoom.
Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor, go to stress. Stop hearing from stress.
Sir?
We stop hearing you from stress.
Yes.
Stress.
Okay. Yeah, so the Zoom like booted itself off. So I don't understand technology. Oh, by the way, I want to use this opportunity to announce that in the shortest time ever, and it should be this month or in March, we are going to slowly migrate to YouTube, because YouTube is giving less headache and less, in disruption and everything. I don't know how we are going to manage that, but I just want to put it out. Don't overthink it. Just know that it's for the best, whatever it takes. We will not miss this message, because I believe that something can fight us from missing this message, and we will not allow Zoom to win, because I don't know what else they want from me. So that being said, I'm going to now share the screen. Sir?
Yeah. Would the YouTube allow the talk back? Because Zoom give us something to talk back.
Does the
Talk to you,
YouTube
talk to you.
allow you to do what?
Talk back. That's talking to you and
Yes,
talking to us.
I believe so. I don't know. I'm
Mhm.
not saying we have moved here yet. I will do all that question because it's supposed to be interactive sessions and stuff and everything. So let's see what happens. Okay. But the truth is that
Alright.
we have to do what is best to pass this message on.
Alright.
All right. So back to let me share my screen
Please, can I say
again.
something?
Yes, please. Is
Well,
our
what-
platform.
One thing about Zoom is that Zoom we give you 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, it locks you and then you have to log back. That's the practice. Except maybe you do a subscription. If you do a subscription for it, it can be unlimited. That's the way Zoom works. Zoom will give you 40 minutes free. After the 40 minutes, it logs out. Then you log in back again. That's the way it works. Except you subscribe. Yeah.
God bless you for that
Mhm.
message. Thank you so much. We've been suffering that problem. So finally, we've actually paid for a subscription that even allows like either 1,000 or more people to join. So the log off that just happened to start with, I think that one is, I don't know, network. I don't know what happened, but we have recently but I'll still ask my people to make sure that the subscription and everything is up, but that's a very valid contribution. Thank you so much. It's just that I don't like the
Welcome.
disruption, and I'm hoping that it doesn't happen again because you're having a momentum and then it's disrupted. So thank you for that. I'm going to now share my screen and then we will take it from there. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So, as I was saying before, so repeated daily exposure is how we got here. And through the repeated daily exposure is how we are going to get out. And through repeated daily exposure is how we are going to be saved. Stress. Bazant taught us that even lack of oxygen stresses the body and the body is diseased, right? The body is diseased. And at the top of what makes the body diseased is stress. So the question to you is, what was your repeated daily exposure when it comes to stress? I know of a lady who lived with a husband, and the husband had a very bad sexual urge problem with no control. Now, there's nobody of age that does not have some level of 100% level of sexual, whatever it is. But what differentiates us between a human being and chicken or animal is the fact that we can control it. So how did I get to know this? Because on the woman's you know days of dying, she just had to come out plainly so that she'll be able to die easily. Now, guess the disease that she died from. You know it is the disease of unforgiveness. So she needed to save face. She was a proud person. She couldn't come out at all. So she just kept it in. And that stress caused such disease and reprogrammed all her cells to become a manure for cancer growth. Obviously, she has died. The man has remarried and life goes on. So the question is, has somebody hurt you enough? I don't even know why people get hurt that much, but anyway, has somebody hurt you enough that you've not forgiven the person? I want to tell you that on its own, that sin of unforgiveness, apart from missing eternity guaranteed, according to everything I've read everywhere, it's causing vasoconstriction, inflammation, manure for cancer. It's a lot of things. So please forgive for your own sake. So, sticking with the topic, what was your repeated daily exposure when it comes to stress? You see arthritis. You think it's not arthritis, Arthritis is as a result of stress because it's inflammation. So, as I said, I'm stressing this so that you will now know that if you don't have another version of repeated daily exposure, you will not reverse this condition. Because Dr. Physique, we are all about disease reversal. We want to reverse. We don't always succeed, but the objective is reversal. That is the objective. At least you have an objective. There's another objective in the treatment industry is to treat and maintain. It's called disease management, disease state management. That is what I was taught in school. But now we are not doing disease state management, we are doing disease state reversal. Okay, poor sleep. What was your exposure, repeated daily exposure to sleep? I'm talking this because I want to hit your heart very well. With this one, you do irreparable damage. There are so many people on the platform that you will never be able to repair your insomnia. But at least after today's lecture, you can at least forgive yourself that the repeated daily exposure that you did to yourself unknowingly got you here. I did a lecture called Rest or Be Rested. If you don't rest, you will be rested. Because sleep is a topic on its own. You miss it, you've missed all. Individual approach to healthcare, repeated daily exposure. What does that mean? Growing up, a lot of people embraced reactive medicine. Reactive medicine, oh, I'm not sick. It was a bragging right. I've never been to the hospital until 1980. It's not like that again. You need to go to hospital now when you're well. If not, you will be hijacked when you're sick. And when you go when you're well, you do your preventive medicine stuff. Oga Patrick was just sharing that he has just done his service your engine. Service your engine, you can do the one at home, but definitely service your engine. And what is your engine? It's your cellular engine, your mitochondria, your whole body. Service it. If you don't service it, it will not last. Take a car, for example, you have a car. Person A buys a car, person B buys a car. Two people bought a car the same year, the same Toyota Corolla. Person A, every single month, even while the car is brand new, is changing oil and doing what it's supposed to do. Person B is until the petrol has finished before they know that they're supposed to put this and that. Down the line, how will car A and car B compare? That is it. Repeated daily exposure. So the summary is this: biological reprogramming that can either give you health or cause this premature death is from the repeated daily exposure from the past. Now, we have talked about problem. We will now have to move in towards solution. But just before then, if your cell is reprogramming or has been reprogrammed for exit, this is what you're going to experience in your body. Number one, persistent fatigue. Anytime you have persistent fatigue, you've been reprogrammed. So let's stop. Yeah, it's just age. No, it's not age. There's nothing like age. It's a reprogram. Fine, age is a contributor, but I don't agree. And you should not agree either, so that we can do something about it. Two, central obesity. That means if you have a big stomach, your stomach is always getting fat and fat. Every time you gain weight, it's from your stomach, you're reprogramming. That means you could live additional 10 to 20 years healthier with a flat stomach than with a big stomach. Elevated fasting sugar It's reprogramming. So these are early warning signs. When your sugar start going up, oh, Dr. Susan, I'm not a diabetic, but they say my sugar is fluctuating. Bele, don't listen to that fluctuating. It is early warning sign. Frequent headache. If you're always having headache, if you have paracetamol in your bag, you're being reprogrammed. Low libido. You used to have really high sexual energy, and all of a sudden is just zero. Is a sign that you're being reprogrammed. Mood swings, poor sleep, brain fog, joint stiffness. It's from joint stiffness until all the fluids will dry up. They say, oh, arthritis and all kinds of things. Digestive irregularity. So these are all early warning signs. So don't say BP, oh, it's a family history. No, it's not a family history again. It's a reprogramming. That being said, there are no random symptoms. They are all metabolic syndrome. They are not random symptoms. They are all metabolic signals. Ignoring them accelerates disease progression. An accelerated disease progression leads to accelerated exit. So this is what we are talking. Sometimes you're so stressed out that you don't even know what to do. I'm sorry, you're quickening your exit. Now, this is where I'm going to stop today's lecture for very good reasons, because I want this lecture to really sink. And I want you to know this. Every single time I'm doing a lecture, I'm always talking about the curve of life. I always say we come to go. But before I share my graph, look at this. Why midlife crisis is critical, okay? So during midlife, muscle mass will start declining. You know you are midlife when your muscle mass starts coming down. Arterial stiffness, so your arteries are now stiff and sometimes even plugged with cholesterol. And as I used to say, cholesterol is not the enemy, it's actually a friend. But when cholesterol meets stiff artery and inflamed body, you must have a stroke. You end up on wheelchair and get out. That's it. So inflammation crisis because of what? Repeated daily exposure. So why is critical, okay, is that when you notice these things, recovery slow, you're sick, it's taking forever for you to be well. Okay, so the good news is that regeneration is possible. So this is where I want to stop. I want you to go home with this graph today. I said earlier, we should repeat, we come to go. How do we come to go? It says, can we overcome midlife crisis? The answer is yes, we can. And we have already. From birth, if you look at this graph, for those of you watching, okay, you can see from a baby, you keep coming up, right? You keep climbing. Anything you do, drink water, drink soda, don't sleep, do anything, just like a brand new car. You do nothing for the first 1-2 years, nothing will happen. You keep climbing. Somewhere, if you see at the peak, this first person at the peak with the square, after the graduation cap, you've gotten a job, you're hustling, you're trying to make money and everything, you know the here word again. Okay? Now, look at it. If you look down, where it says peak, it means that the person is around age 35, 35 years old. And then you see the bag, he's holding money bag. Dollar has started entering. Naira in Nigeria. Now, we come to go. So at this age 35, something starts happening in the body. I will list the things that happen in the body. This one is, you won't hear it anywhere except from this Dr. Physic platform. You will not, because I have studied it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to pour it out to you. The first thing that you will notice once you reach this age, you won't even know. Your system rearranges. If you look at it, before then, if you look at it, after the money start coming, you see, you start going down. The decline stage start coming in. If you notice, as you start declining, the first one, you feel like you're on top of the world. You have two choices. It's either you go on the preventive highway, but 99% of people, they follow the normal reactive pathway. So from money, they start slowing down. From there, you can see by that slowdown is age 55, 60. I'm just tired. It's age. There's nothing like age. Like I shared here before, I have an aunt. She's about 89. She's even by far shorter than me. But if we are walking in the mall while at age 89, I cannot keep up with her pace. I can't keep up with her pace. Every time she goes to the doctor, they pack drugs for her. She'll go and flush it down the toilet and goes to the doctor the next time. Yes, the medication is finished, so that they will not cut her insurance. That is not to tell anybody here that you should flush your medication. No, that's not what I am talking about. But she was very deliberate in her life. Now, if you look at it, if you use a sign, you see, when this person is holding this walking stick coming down the curve, is age 65. From walking stick, wheelchair, it doesn't always have to be like that, but you see, around 70, bedridden, 75, 80, by 85, exit. But if you look at the curve above that mortuary or whatever that sign is, or church for funeral service or whatever, if you look at, there's a thinner curve that people don't follow. It's called prevention. Prevention is the name of this program that you're spending your time listening to me. Prevention is the name of, obviously it's the name of Dr. Physic, because it's a preventive medicine clinic. If you follow the prevention route and rearrange your repeated daily exposure, you see it will land you at above 100 in excellent health. So what that's showing here is that this person that is very happy here will just come to, because no matter what, we must get out. The reason for this class is that there are too many people falling off between 45 and 65. Between 45 and 75, they are just falling off. Now, how I want to end this lecture today is, when you get to this 85, what bends the curve? This is it. Number one, what bends the curve? Once you arrive at this age, the first thing is that if you notice, when you drink water, the normal water you used to drink, the water is now confused in your body. It doesn't even go to the cells like it's supposed to. You notice that the more water you drink, it goes to the bladder. So something starts happening in the body to reject even water, so that that curve can bend. Is it not the time that you're supposed to, if you were drinking 3 bottles, you now make it 6 bottles and even move into the bathroom? I'm sorry, it's my own thinking, but at least it has been working in our clinic. 2, at this age 35, especially based on your previous repeated daily exposure, your gut health, your intestine, is now what they call lazy bowel syndrome. It's not moving as fast. It cannot squeeze out nutrients as well as it used to squeeze out. You're not moving around enough for it to shift properly and everything. Your GI health slows down. Once your GI health slows down, GI means the health of your gut between your mouth and intestine slows down. Your entire system slows down, because adequate oxygen water and nutrition will not get to the cells, and the cells will stop working. 3, once you get to this age of arrival, you've graduated, you've gotten a job, and you have money. Before you used to run, now you're walking. So if you used to go like, so that oxygen can enter your body properly, you've now slowed down. You don't have adequate oxygen in your system. So in summary, at this age, in addition to your own contribution, the body itself does not have adequate utilization of oxygen, water, and nutrition. It means that you must now be very, very deliberate in pushing these things into your system. If you don't push it into your system deliberately, you go down to start with. Now, there are other reasons which I will cover during the next class, but for today, I just want you to look at this curve. We started by saying you come to go, but something happens in the middle of your life. Other people call it midlife crisis psychological. We in Dr. Physic community, we call it midlife crisis biological. Midlife crisis biological means that your body at age 35, that is between 35 and 45, begins to reprogram itself to decline and get out. And depending on your previous daily exposure and what you do at this point, you can either continue what you were doing and decline fast, choose the prevention and decline slowly, or, trust me, there's another line up here, and that line is not to be even spoken about anyhow. Like if Dr. Susan used to charge for class, this is the upper line, is where you start charging for class, because it's a lot. But to God be the glory, we are going to discuss both these people that are going up like this. So we are going to discuss these ones that are coming down. And then we are going to discuss these people that are going like this. So for the sake of time, because this thing, so it's not a class to be rushed, I'm going to stop with this curve. But remember, we come to go. At 35 to 45, what we have been doing is what serves us. And once I give you the formula of your repeated daily exposure, you can now pick your curve of either quick exit, preventive, or the one on the top. So that is where we are going to this thing. So we will visit when I come. I'll continue with the body's innate ability to heal itself, etc., etc. Now, it's not in conclusion. I'm going to conclude like this today. The whole class was about premature death. Why are people just dying anyhow? There are other reasons. Carelessness, lack of knowledge, not even knowing that your body is even doing its own programming, apart from your own contribution to the programming, right? You don't even know. So today, we now know that the body is fighting to get out on its own, and it manifests as what is termed diagnosis. So it says here that premature death is rarely sudden. No, it's not sudden. It is the accumulation of ignored signal. Ignored signal from what? From what you repeatedly expose yourself to unknowingly, for majority of the people on this platform. And that is why the future must know it. Your children must know it. Your neighbor must know it. Midlife is not your ending. It is your warning light. Once you've clocked that age, know that everything counts. If you don't reverse how you used to eat, you will reverse how you get out of this earth. That simple. You cannot control your age, but you can control your trajectory. So we are going to team up and stop premature death, interrupt that pattern, reprogram towards life, because long life is not automatic. It's not. It's actually intentional. I will take it back. There are just that less than 5% of people on earth, just by some strange, because in Dr. Physics, we believe in something called the God factor. God just gave them that unique gene. You know somebody in your family that no matter how the person is drinking, smoking, whatever, no, you can't measure yourself against the 5% or even 1%. And those people will come out on TV, oh, I smoke and drink. You just, even just to pass, you carry cancer. Those people exist. As I always say, even identical twins are not even identical. You check your thumbprint, they are different. So that is why we preach, do and listen. As you're doing your wellness program, the ones we are teaching you here, you will be listening to your body. Is it working for you? You continue. If it's not working for you, you stop it. Not say, oh, Dr. Susan said that you must not die inside wellness. The wellness that work for you, your body will tell you right away. So we had to make this class into 2. So that is part 1, means just understanding that reprogramming happens, why it happened. I've taught you early signal. Forget about the diagnosis. Sorry. Diagnosis is there, but leave it. It's just a cover for you to maybe just respect your drugs more. It means that on top of your diagnosis, you have work. You have work to reverse what got you there. So that being said, I'm pretty much done for today. And then we will take it in the next class for the sake of time. So if you have any comment, question, I'll quickly take it. Otherwise, we will just continue on Wednesday. Thank you for your patience and sorry about all the Zoom disruption.
I don't know anything to worry about.
God bless you.
God bless you always. Thank you. I hope
No,
this
very well.
did. Thank you. But did the lecture, did it make sense? Did you understand?
Very well. Very well.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
helpful.
Okay,
So
thank you.
much sense.
Just okay, perfect. Just understand that it's a foundation. And
Yeah.
then we've done the foundation. We come back and build and conclude on it. So God bless you. God bless you always. And I wish you a very long and quality life and all the best.